Yo, what's going on guys, Frisk here, and I just wanted to talk about the Make Franchise Better MLB 22 hashtag. And while a lot of it is very constructive, I really wanted to use this time to focus in on some things that I thought was pretty important. Earlier last year, I did a poll that I think you guys might have seen before or maybe heard about it, but it was basically, I put out a Google Forms and it was like, hey, let's help San Diego studios find what are the most wanted features for franchise mode. And so I'll run through all the ones that we kind of started with a quick explanation of it. So the first one, online franchise mode, it was in earlier as online leagues, and they did a couple year of MLB franchise, but they ended up pulling it out, and we haven't seen it since. Secondly, owner GM mode. Back in I think MLB 13, MLB 12, there was more owner capabilities. You could buy assets. You could basically do advertisements and things like that. And then an MVP Baseball 2005. Really cool owner GM mode there. You start out with just like a bare bones stadium. You gotta buy everything in it to make money, and then as you do, you put more money into it to get more people there, and so on. Really fun, really challenging mode. Okay, also you've got international player pool, so being able to sign international free agents, pretty self-explanatory. League expansion, like the MLB has been in talks for quite a while, like, hey, are we gonna expand to Charlotte? Are we gonna get a team in Las Vegas? Are we gonna send a team in Portland? Who knows? Even Orlando, the Orlando Dreamers was a topic of conversation for a while. So if that's going to happen in the MLB, or maybe even not, it's still something to have in MLB The Show. That'd be really cool. Of course, being able to trade with multiple teams, multiple players. Right now, it's capped to just 2 teams, max 3 players. You also can't even, trade for cash or prospects to be named later, which is another option here. Coaching carousel, which players can become coaches and things like that. Like, you just want to make this world, like this cool world, and have it evolve over time, and coaches leave and come and go. Of course, NCAA football had a really compelling coaching carousel system when you were the coach. So even if you didn't want to be like athletic director, if you want, or be owner in like a professional sport, you could be like offensive coach, defensive like assistant coach, head coach, and you could take new positions. And so it was a nice little mini game with skill trees and stuff like that I thought was really cool. All right, we talked about trading for cash. There's the custom franchise setting, being able to completely do it whatever way you want. Changing the number of teams, realigning maybe the MLB teams, changing the season length, the game length, whether having fictional teams, league names, like everything. Like, out of the park baseball right now lets you really just do whatever you want, complete sandbox. I would love to see that in MLB The Show, but we're gonna see what the results on that was. All right, custom and editable draft classes. Right now they just do random auto-generated ones, but if you can make custom ones, or you could edit those, you can put certain players into it. You can completely remake a class, like a futuristic class, a custom class, like something that Nick and I have done for the Shot Callers draft class. Right now, you can, Ryden and his team have put together full minors all the way down to single A, but you can't play single A, and there's also no rookie. And so Out of the Park Baseball has this. It'd be cool to see all of this and be able to play all of it. I'd love that. There's a ratings fog of war system. Right now, you kind of just know everybody's rating and everybody's potential. Even something as subtle as like what's in Madden with, you have to play a certain amount of games before you can understand how good a specific player is that you drafted. So that'd be nice. Then you've got the revamped scouting and drafting system. We've had the same one since I think 2013. And while back then, it was really novel and really impressive, but it could be cheesed, and it's just not as in depth and interesting as it once was. So I'd love to see an improvement there. Historical rosters and draft classes, like I said before, like if you could start the league in like any year and then have the draft classes each year after that. I mean, Out of the Park has something like this. That'd be really cool. And then also, as you play throughout your league, like right now, you can only see kind of baseline statistics awards for the last 3 years, you lose the statistics really as well unless you look at the individual player cards. But having an archive where you can see literally everything like NBA 2K would be incredible. Realistic injuries with wear and tear system. Right now, they're kind of there is no wear and tear system. There is no acknowledgement of previous injuries. And who knows if they're realistic or not? They seem really random. And then lastly, custom team vaults. So if you're going to design a complete team, their uniforms, logo, do all the names and everything, being able to export that team and just put it up so someone could just download that team, inject it into their franchise or as their expansion team, that'd be really great. This is something you can do in MLB Power Pros or eBaseball or Power Puros, they call it now, where you can completely make a team, upload that team, and then someone could use that download code and just download it. It could be a player, it could be a team. But yeah, so those are the main ones, and there's plenty others, logic fixes, trade logic fixes, better salary cap system, things like that have been talked about for a while. But I felt like these were some of the big ticket items. And the responses wise we got 2,302 responses just on this form to basically say what's least important and what's most important. So if I jump over to the results, and we're going to go through them quickly because what we also have is a slide that kind of looks at what the top 10 is. So online franchise, 984 people said it was the most important feature, with 312 saying it was the least. Owner mode, 1,205 people said it was the most important, with only 54 saying it wasn't important. You had the international signing pool, 1,000 people said, yeah, gotta have it. And then only 44 said doesn't matter. You had league expansion, 948 versus 92. Multi-team trades, so 1,347, so 58%. This is one of the highest vote counts here. Only 31 people said isn't important. 857 people said coaching carousel is most important, with only 58 people saying it didn't matter. Trading for cash and prospects, 1,107 people versus 63. Custom franchise setting, 1,164 here versus 94. So this was big. Custom and edit draft classes, 1,044 people said it was most important. 71 said it didn't matter. Full minors, 904, and 140 people said, hey, we're good with what we've got. This one was surprising for me. The ratings fog of war system, only 374 people said it's the most important. And then almost as many, 245 people said it didn't matter. Revamped scouting and drafting, 1,411 people said this is most important, and only 31 people said it didn't matter. Historical rosters, draft classes, 616 people said it was most important. 315 said it wasn't. You got the historical, player records, 954 versus 98. 872 people said need that realistic injury system, with 58 saying it didn't matter. And then lastly, custom team vaults, 589 people said this is important. 190 said it didn't. And then there was 395 just open responses. And I don't want to necessarily go through all of those right now. Let me know down in the comments if we should go through this again in another video, read through those and kind of react to them and see what's up with it. But looking at this breakdown, so here is the top 10 in order. So 61%, of the 100% of people who responded said it was most important. Multi-team trades at 58%, owner mode at 52%, custom franchise settings at 51%, trading for cash and prospects 48%, custom draft classes 45%, international player pool at 43%, online franchise at 42%, league expansion 41%, tied with the historical league archive. So this is basically, kind of what everybody wanted. And one other thing that I did too, so this was the Google form that got passed around. I also, on my YouTube as well, I did a broader poll to just kind of see a little bit more casually what everybody would say. And so if you look at this, about 4 months ago, 5,200 people responded, and this is what they said. 12% said revamped scouting system, 21% said owner expansion mode, 16% multi-team, online franchise, a clear winner at 41%, and custom draft classes at 10%. So all in all, 5,200 people here, and then another 2,300 people there. So that's basically 7,500 people. So 7,500 votes on these two polls. And this is kind of the results that we have. And so I actually want to know, what do you guys think is most important? Let me know down in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going. Trying to get, San Diego Studios as much information as they can to make, some good decisions here, because I know that it can be a little bit daunting to see everybody throwing stuff everywhere in the internet. So thanks so much for tuning into this one. Until the next one, we'll see ya. Peace.